Hey there, everybody. I am Patricia with Willow Astrology, and I am ready to answer some questions that you have sent in to me. Super excited for this opportunity. Having myself a nice cup of tea, so I figured we'd have coffee, tea, and astrology, and excited to be sharing with you. So, the first one, how did I learn about astrology? Well, I really got serious with astrology many years back, and I looked to find a mentor. And I had what I called all these splinter skills about things that I knew. I was into essential oils, I was into Reiki, numerology, like all kinds of different energy work. And I knew that I wanted to take what I was doing to the next level, and I wanted to understand. I needed somebody who would like help me weave it all together. So I found a mentor, and I worked with her twice a month, and she basically gave me homework of starting off with following the moon cycle. And it was everyday homework of a calendar, and with that calendar, I had to write down what cycle the moon or what sign the moon was in, and then like what was the energy of it, how did I feel that day, and was it a cardinal, was it a water sign, like everything that had to do with the moon, to bring me more in tune with what was going on in the skies. And then from that I dove into I went down many rabbit holes. And so I followed the cycle, then I started charting everything, and then from then I took classes and workshops. I took some workshops under Rebecca Gordon. Absolutely love her for like business. Annie Botticelli. She's on YouTube. Her business astrology. Heather Eland. Heather Eland has amazing, where she has like a 1 year class. She has many. She's amazing. She's just really great. Kelly Surtees. I absolutely love her for everything that has to do with the moon and following different cycles. And then I went down the evolutionary path, and I started studying, taking classes with Stephen Forrest. I consider myself to be a evolutionary and traditional astrologer. I study everything that has to do with Western and evolutionary. Evolutionary is like wanting to understand your past in order to say, this is where I've come from. These are some things that these themes that I'm repeating in order to understand, how can I work with what I know in order to change, grow, evolve. And so, yeah. And I'm an avid reader. I have 3 books going right now, to where I pick them up, I read for what I need, and then I put them down a little bit. And since this is Mercury retrograde, it's been a really good time for me to go back and finish a lot of things. The next, I'd love to know about your journey into this subject. How did it start? What was its calling? And how did it feel at the beginning? When I was a child, I dreamed. I would sleepwalk. I thought everybody did this. Vivid. I could see my dreams. I could change my dreams. I could stop my dreams. I could rewind my dreams. I see in color. Like I see the dreams in color. I thought everybody could do this. I had no way of shielding anything, and there were a lot of things that I saw that I needed to like stop. And so dreams were really hard in the beginning. And then I grew older, and I dove into past life regressions and trying to understand like where everything was coming from. And I had an aunt who could read palms, who kind of was giving me a little bit of advice or some guidance on some things. And so again, like past life regressions kind of helped me to understand what I was doing, and then to like shield and like give my sleep time to make it a sanctuary, basically, because I still want to receive the information, but the door was like always open, like it was not a safe sanctuary. And then like fast forward, got married, and my poor husband did not understand anything like this, so I'm sure it was a complete shock to him. Yeah. And so again, I thought this was normal. I thought everybody could, everybody understood it, and everybody's family like read palms, and I don't know. Apparently, yeah, it's not. And then, like, I want to fast forward one more time. My husband and I, we've been married. We were married 25 years. And he's taking me to, a friend of mine does past life regressions. And she said, hey, come to this workshop. Me, super excited. Yeah. Told my husband, hey, drop me off because it's snowing. And I turned to him and I said, we've not really talked about it. What, like, where do you think like, tell me about you and some of your past lives. And then he said, I don't know if I really believe in it. Oh my God. Okay, we've been married a long time. Like, this, I was taken aback. I was shocked. And so then I decided that for that past life, that regression, I was going to take a deep dive into where had I known my husband before, and was not able to see him. Like, it was like blocked. And I was sent off in like different directions. I don't know if you've ever done past life regressions, but like you can like visually see a movie of like things that are going on. And so I didn't like that. And so then afterwards, I spoke to him and said, you're going to go because now I want to know. I want you to experience this. How can you not believe in this? So he did the past life regression and was a little taken aback. And needless to say, I think he's making up for some karmic debt. I did do like 2 more times to say, hey, I want to know where I've known him. And the message was crystal clear that if I were to see it, it would change my view and my opinion of things right now. So I'm leaving things the way they are, and I'm only diving into areas because I put specific boundaries on everything. If it's not healthy for me to know, I don't want to know. If somebody comes to me in their death state, I say no. I don't want to see anything that would scare me. And I only want to know things that I can take care of. Things that like if I can't deliver a message, I don't want to hear the message. And so yeah, my dreams are pretty darn important, and they are what keep me safe. My dreams, my intuition, with like everything, like knowing, feeling, and being in tune to that. Yeah. All right. What's your opinion on destiny, astrological placements, and free will? Well, I believe that before we're born, we are like sitting at a table, and we pick what the life that we want to lead, and the lessons that we're going to learn, and the people that we're going to come in contact with. And I believe that we have alternative opportunities. Like, there could be a plan A, a plan B, a plan C. But I do believe that there's free will, but I also believe that there are certain things that we set in place for ourselves to understand what we want to grow and evolve. Like, I believe that Earth is kind of like school. We are here to evolve and change and grow multiple times. And if you don't believe in past lives, I look at it as cellular memory, or something that was passed down from like great-grandparent, grandparent, parent to you. And so I believe in that journey, but I also believe that we have the free will to escape or leave at specific times. What passions do you have other than astrology? And what drew you into the study of these cycles of astrology? I could not do astrology and anything that has to do with energy work. I live it, breathe it, dream it. Like, I love other things. Like, okay, we go camping. Thank God for my husband, because he brings the balance to things that I want to do in my life. So when we travel to a place, I will say, oh no, I'll find something to do. I'll find a labyrinth that I can walk. I can find a place that I can connect and ground and meet other people. So camping, we used to ride four-wheelers. Now we have a side-by-side, and we take our dog with us everywhere. My children are grown, so it allows for freedom. But yeah, passions. I love to read. I love to try new things, new food, new experiences, game to all of that. And so what drew me? Yeah, just wanting to understand. If I were to say truly, like, to go back, traumas that happen to us when we're younger, we want to understand them. And so here I am in college. I'm going back for I have 2 masters. So I'm going back for my first master's, and it's a counseling. I'm going to get a master's in counseling. And we sit down, and the instructor comes out and says, look, you're all trying to fix yourself, so you all need to get into some counseling, and I'll meet you back here at the next session. And I remember thinking, what? Who? Me? And I remember turning and looking at the other people and thinking, oh my gosh, they're exactly right. I just want to understand, why did I choose this life? Why did I choose the things that happened to me when I was a younger child? The difficulties, the traumas, like everybody has them. I wanted to understand the relationship of things, the history of and how to work with the energy, not to fight it, but to flow from it and say, what can I learn, and how can I learn, and how can it change and evolve me? So, yeah. And then a master's in counseling. So not only to help myself, but to then say, how can I take what I've learned and then therefore help others? Because that's the ultimate goal. I'm a Virgo rising, so the goal is to be of service, to others. How do you believe humanity will do with the cycle of Pluto in astrology? Well, Pluto is the planet of great transformation. It's death, it's birth, it's death. It's where we go within and say, let's decompose, let's transform, and let's grow and change and evolve. And so now it's going to be exploring this area of all of our lives for the next 20 years of how can I get rid of what I don't need? How can I grow, change, and evolve into a better part for me? And that's for everybody. That's not just for like the country or the world. It's like, how are we all changing, growing, evolving, and where do we need this transformation? So yeah. Are we going to self-destruct through technology, in your opinion? I believe that technology has positives and negatives, and that the positive part is, like, this Aquarius energy is saying, let's all share the information. Let's move along science. Let's, by leaps and bounds. Like, that is the positive that can come from the technology. It's to evolve us at a greater pace. The difficulty that's going to come from it, because we're going to have Jupiter switching over in Gemini in May. When Jupiter goes into Gemini, it will be up to each of us to disseminate, is this information accurate? Is it beneficial? Is it real? Is this AI? Is this, and then how do we safeguard things? And so there's pros and cons to all of it. You just hope that we learn from the difficult lessons, and that the positive parts, like the science, the health, I'm really hoping, like, we could cure so many things. We can connect so many people. And so I'm praying for the positive, and hoping that there's healthy boundaries on the negative. What did you do before starting this channel, and what made you know that this is what you should be doing? So I'm a teacher. I'm always going to be a teacher first. So I was a teacher for 35 years of math. Math goes so perfect with like vibration and energy and astrology. And so I have Gemini. As a Virgo rising, I have Gemini at the top of my chart, always having 2 jobs, 2 careers, 2 interests, 2 everything. And so the people, the school system that I worked at, and the students, not all of them, they knew as they got older, but everybody knew what I did because the advertisement was on my car and I would drive it to work. And so, I was a teacher, and so I started off slowly, as in I had consultations. And then from the consultations, I did energy work, Reiki, tarot, and astrology. I traveled to like Lilydale and would host events there. I have a healing pyramid. I started doing monthly gatherings for women's groups, either at places or I would travel to places and do it. I started hosting women's retreats. Then from the women's retreats, I grew into, I would do tarot Tuesdays. So the first Tuesday of the month, I would host a tarot group if anybody wanted to learn tarot. I absolutely love that. And then from there, let's see. Then I got into, I was working the psychic fairs, and then I decided to start hosting the psychic fairs. So I called them holistic health and psychic fairs because my vendors ranged from massage, essential oils, people who create things, make things, sound healers, crystal beds. We would do it inside places and outside, like street festivals. And so there was a mixture of people, and we would be like once a month at a location, and we traveled kind of like as a pack. I loved these people, and from there things built. I absolutely love that. Then COVID hit and shut that down. I also do, when I'm in my state, I do tarot on taps. That keeps me connected to the people. I do it about every 6 weeks at specific wineries that are near me. There's about 4 or 5. And so we like rotate it. I don't believe in competition. So most of these wineries are women owned. And yeah, I love the wineries that I work with. And then it's like, so like when COVID hit, everything was shut down. The wineries, I was renting space out of a holistic center. The psychic fairs literally shut everything that I was doing except for teaching down. And then I learned quickly how to use Zoom and how to take everything to the internet. I knew things were going to be evolving to air. I had been telling everybody about it. I just didn't understand what it was going to mean for me. And so it opened up the avenue of moving forward with consultations and everything online. So I didn't start back up the psychic fairs. I knew that part was going to end for me. I knew that I was going to be traveling because I have the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction in my 9th house, and on top of my north node, I was having a nodal return. So all of this was happening all at the same time. And I told my husband, look, we're going to be traveling. We're going to be, we need to like get up to speed with technology and take the classes, do the workshops, like learn as much as we can. And so for me, it was like the next stage. I absolutely, before I knew it, we were able to travel for 6 months of the year, and then I come back to Ohio for 6 months. I do take small trips when I'm here, but my adult children, they don't live here. All right, what, if any, astrology books would you recommend for deep learning? And when you're interpreting a natal chart and reading horoscopes, how do you read in the houses of each sign? For example, if a Pisces sun is in the 5th house, with the Leo sun readings have relevancy. Okay, so books. I cannot get enough of books. I absolutely, I love, I will buy books according to the theme. So when I was taking a deep dive into Pluto, I bought like 3 different books on Pluto, and then I also was listening to podcasts on it. And then when it came to the moon, and like a lot of it was Stephen Forrest, but like there's, Rudyard, like there's so many authors that are out there that my library is pretty extensive. I have it in different parts of my home. And so there's just not one. I look at the theme of the book. And so right now I'm doing Moon and Pluto. And so I probably have like 3 or 4 books of each because I want to get different interpretations from different viewpoints of the authors. And sometimes I do it just to refresh. And then it's like, yeah, I already knew that. I probably could have skipped that entire chapter. When I'm interpreting a natal chart in a reading, how do you read the house for each sign? So when I'm doing YouTube has to be all whole sign because it's just easier for everybody. If everybody listens for their rising sign, it'll show you where the aspects are according to that house. And so when I'm doing personal consultations, I will use Placidus and whole sign. I combine them together because whenever you're doing anything that has to do with past lives, you're like digging into the Placidus chart. And then I combine it with the whole sign. I'm not quite sure if that was the answer that you were looking for because you said if Pisces sun is in the 5th house. I will look at what does Pisces mean. Pisces is watery, it's intuitive, it's psychic, it is very flowy. It wants to end things. Like think of it as like soggy and damp and wet and wanting to merge and blend with others. And then sun. The sun is your sole purpose. It's who you are. And if it's in the 5th house, it would be who you want to be with children, with creativity and art and music. And it would make that person wanting to be very creative with either spirituality or with religion or art or music or taking risks or lovers. It's what that person. So I look at the planet, the sign, and then the house. And then I look to see if there's any connections to anything else. All right. How or when did you discover astrology and what piqued your interest? Look, I have loved astrology since forever because when I was younger, we used to have those little itty bitty scrolls that would have the sun sign astrology for the month. And I remember getting those and trying to learn how, because there were no computers, so you had to do everything by hand. And finding somebody who could teach you, remember there's no computers, there's your local library. And so it was a lot of trying to meet up with other people who felt and believed the same thing and then like learning from those people. So basically forever. And, feel bad for my family because I'm always wanting to talk about it. I'm always like if we meet a new person, I'm like, oh, what's your birthday? Like, let's talk. Like, let's sit down. When my kids met somebody, I'm like, get the birth information. We'll talk about how long it's going to last. Like what's going on. So pros and cons to being a little obsessed with it. Yeah, trying to balance that out. Do I live in my RV or do I just travel for extended period of time? So we had an RV for 18 years and we would take extended vacations and things like that. But my thought was I wanted my children to be raised in one place and to have grounding. And then I told them, go off and do whatever you want to do. But I love traveling, absolutely love traveling. Now that my kids are gone and I am able to, like, nobody lives in Ohio except for my in-laws. And so I travel. We come here for the summer months and then we take the RV and we just upgraded, new to us, but I want to be able to take my home with me wherever I go. And my dog goes with us everywhere we go. And so, yeah, I love traveling in the RV. We will set a destination for something that one of us wants to do. And then I'll use apps like Atlas Obscura and find the most unique, crazy things that I can go and do out there. Or I'll put it out on my Facebook group. Hey, going to be in this area. What can I see or what can I do that's here? And sometimes I put it out there on YouTube, but mainly, and people will just say, don't miss this. You can't wait to see this. I'll make a trip just to go see that. Like, I have seen some beautiful, out of the way, and I'm still able to work. The goal is for me to be able to still do what I want to do every single day, and then be able to go and explore and expand my horizons and meet other people, either at events like the 11/11 event that I, in the South Dakota with the Lakota tribe. Yeah, it's just getting out there and seeing the world. Most astrology spoken is about love, money, career. I'm interested in large and small animals here and have passed over. Do I go into it? Well, anything that has to do with pets is in your 6th house. So just look to the sign that's governing it, or look to your 6th house. And whenever I talk about the 6th house, I will usually throw in this, this is not just about your mental, physical, spiritual health, well-being, finding a mentor, finding a guide, your daily work. It's your daily habits, but it's also pets. So yeah, look into your 6th house. Do I have kids? Yes, I do. Feel bad for both of them. My oldest son has just finished up his first Saturn return. You know what? I told my kids what to expect. I explained it, didn't believe me, had to experience it himself, decided he was going to get married during his Saturn return and wondered why everything was so damn difficult. But it's absolutely fantastic, what comes from it, because it's like the growth experience. And so, yep, a son. And then my daughter, who's now going through her Saturn return, and she's going to be getting married during my busy season, October. So that'll be interesting. She's going to be getting married this October, going to be having a hand fasting. Super excited about that. And so one lives in Connecticut, one lives in Florida. So I like to be able to float between the two areas. It's on the East Coast, but this last year, during the winter, we made it all the way out to California and then came back. And so, yeah, 2 adult kids, navigating adulthood, no grandkids, which gives us the opportunity to expand upon. What does my son say? Stay in your own lane, mama. So I'm staying in my own lane. I'm doing my business and staying busy with that, because that keeps me out of my kids' business. Animals. Yes, I do. I have an Ace of Cups. He is a pug beagle mutt mix who found his way to us because we had, our kids had pets. And then there came a point when I said, okay, now I'm done. I want liberation. I want freedom. And no, it didn't work out that way. He literally came to us. And the next thing I know, he's in my bed sleeping with me, and we're potty training him. And, yep, he goes everywhere. He loves to, we go kayaking, we go canoeing, we go floating. He does that. On our side-by-side, he's got his little goggles so the dirt doesn't get in his eyes. He literally goes everywhere. We go hiking, biking. We have a trailer that we can put on the back of our bike. Yep, one and part of the family there. Let's see. What's your favorite color? Your favorite food? Okay, so my favorite color, I would say purple and burgundy and pink, into all of those colors. Favorite food? I love food. I love food. I don't know if I could pick a favorite food. I'll try just about anything. I love I don't like cooking, but I like to eat the food. And so luckily my husband likes to cook. And so that's a win for me. Favorite places that you've been to? I don't know if it's so much the place, but if it's the people. I've been to some amazing places with people and made some really great memories. To me, life is about making the memories. It's who I'm with, what we're doing, and I love camping. I love spending time around the bonfire with people. I love walks in the woods. I love time at the beach. I love being in our side-by-side and going places that you just see that are off the beaten path. We used to snowboard, not anymore, but I like to see things that are like that you normally just don't see on a daily basis. I want to go see that waterfall. I want to go hike that trail. I want to be out there. I want to try that hot spring. I want to experience it and see it. And who I'm with, really, it's about making the memories. It's definitely about, and taking those people with me. The friends that have become like the family, because I've got like a little stellium in my 11th house. Let's see. Name some things that are on your bucket list. My home is on the path of totality, and so I was doing an event at the Serpent Mound, and I was supposed to be there for the actual eclipse, like working Friday to Sunday or Friday to Monday, and my speaking engagement was on Saturday. So got there Friday, enjoyed Saturday, enjoyed Sunday, and woke up Sunday morning and told my husband, I'll work here on Sunday, but I want to be out of here at 4 so we can be home. And by the time we got home, we unpacked. Monday morning, to be able to experience it, looking up at the sky in my own backyard, everybody should experience an eclipse like that sometime in their life. And I'm glad I got to do it at home. I did not, I studied up on it ahead of time, but I did not realize going into, like when we were at the Serpent Mound, there were indigenous tribes, there were people from all over coming to this event, and there were many different beliefs on it. Like some indigenous tribes said, no, we're going to go inside, we're going to have private ceremony. Others said, no, we will quietly meditate, we will be outside, but we will be under trees. And then there were other people who said, no, we're going to drum, we're going to gather. And then that's when I said, no, I need to do this for me in my own way and have it to be private. Glad that I got to experience part of that with them, and then glad that I got to experience the rest here. Other bucket list, I want to see the Northern Lights. I want to see, for me, I want to go there and see things that are not your typical. I want to go there, see it, do it, try it, and I want to be tired. In the end, I just want to be exhausted that I could not squeeze one more ounce out of that day. And so I guess that's kind of how I live my life right now is when I go to bed, I want to go to bed exhausted that I've done everything I possibly could for that day. Oh, something that I have not done, but I swear I'm going to do. Look, I really want to do Burning Man. And I know that I need a tribe to do it with in order, because I want to have community when I go there. So Burning Man, it's probably going to be on my list of things to do. I believe you're a Virgo rising and a sign of perfection. It's a real thing. Has it gotten in your way? Yup. With videos? Yup. Your business? Yup. So as a Virgo rising, and look, it's wanting perfection, it's wanting to do everything right. Truly, I cannot look back on any of the videos that I do. Once I do the video, I have to walk away from it. I have to oftentimes put a little post-it note over top of the little screen thing so I can't see myself, because then I find myself like wanting to make things perfect, and I do screw up all the time. And so anybody who has been to my lives knows that like my husband is there, and when I make mistakes during regular videos, I will say, Jake, I really need you to fix this. Like there will be a big screw up, or I'll drop a bad word, drop the F-bomb. And so my husband is able to edit those things out. For the lives, not so much. I've had some really goofy screw ups on the lives that I really wish I could take back. There's only like one that we were able to like fix, which was the most embarrassing moment. Like I'm just going to throw that one in here. So my very first live, okay, for you women out there, have you ever had like the sweat go down like the front or anything like that? Doing the live, it's my very first live. I'm excited My husband is there. We're negotiating. Like, I have 3 monitors in front of me. I'm really trying to, I'm trying to do it right. It's a perfectionist thing. And at the end, there's like 3 things that you have to do in order to end. And I only did 2. And so I'm thinking it's over. And I turned to my husband, and then I started adjusting myself. And I had a hair. Have you ever had a hair, like, between your bra? And so, screen's still going. I turned to my husband. We're talking about the live. And I see on the screen, mom, mom, mom. And I see stop, stop, stop. And then I see flame, flame, flame. And then I see $5 tip. And I'm digging for Jesus because I got a hair stuck in my bra. And my phone rings. I pick it up. It's my son. And he screams, shut it down. Shut it down. I look at the screen. I'm like, oh my God. And we hit the end. So probably when I'm like, I have really horrible, embarrassing moments that some of them can be edited out of my life, and some just like keep on going forever. Because once you put it out there, it's out there. We were able to cut part of that one out, but like the other things, no. Those are, things that are going on in my life that make me wanting to be a perfectionist about it, and then just having to say, I have to live with a lot of these mistakes. Not something that I want to do. It's something that I have to like literally let go. Like my last live, I was really ticked off at myself because I just didn't even end it properly. I just said, okay, guys, I'll see you later. And I ended it. Like, come on. I need to get my act together. And then I beat myself up over it. And then I'm like, no, it's okay. It's okay. I'm just navigating life. I'm just navigating this business. I'm able to do what I want, how I want, and share. And that's the ultimate goal, is to be able to do all of this and share it, and not have others beat me up too hard in the process of, because I do get upset. I do get my feelings hurt when people write, like, the nasty things in the comments. And yeah. All right, so that would be that perfectionist. What is my skincare routine? You know what? I am very blessed that I have a friend who would do my hair, and she works at Sephora. She was always into makeup, always loved makeup, and then so she would cut my hair. She's a beautician. And then she got out of the beautician part and just works at Sephora full time. And she's always saying, hey, you should try this. Hey, you should try this. Check out this oil. Check out this lotion. So there's not one thing that I am loyal to. I have tried, I've tried them all. And I have a friend who does the Mary Kay. I absolutely love the Mary Kay skincare routine. But there's not one that that's like 100% like, oh, I'm going to go out and rebuy this. Nope. Always just trying new things that are coming down the pike, and making sure just that I oil and moisturize, and I stay out of the sun. I'm really cautious about wearing sunscreen because I've had bad moles. Like, I've had skin cancer a few times. More than a few times. So I'm really cautious. I invest in the SPF clothes. And I'm really fortunate that I'm not a sun lover. Not that I don't love going to the beach. I just make sure I'm underneath an umbrella. Make sure I wear my hat, my sun visor. Something else funny. Look, I love, remember my aunt that I told you about that was into palmistry? She became deaf as she got older, and she was into like sign language. So she would teach us sign language. And then as I got older, I wanted to know much more. And like, so my kids would know some sign language. And then that is probably one of my guilty pleasures right now. I follow a couple of people on their reels and their TikToks, and I can be a naughty aunt teaching my nieces and nephews. Probably definitely not McDonald's, definitely not restroom and radar. I'm teaching them the other things. I'm teaching them the naughty words that are out there. And, Not just, Happy Easter. It's Happy Easter and then the other words that come after it. And then we'll send these messages back and forth. Luckily, my husband's sister is very good with it, and my nephews are a little bit older. My niece is old enough that it's a joke between the two of us, and my son. Like, my son gets it, that wicked humor. And so, something funny, sign language. I love teaching my friends the not the good stuff, not the McDonald's. It's the other stuff, because then you can look at each other and just say a few words with your hands, and then they're like, "Oh my God, I don't believe you just said that." I'm like, "I didn't say it. I just was I was expressing myself through my hands." So sign language, yeah. So I have really enjoyed sharing with you. This is me pushing past one of my difficulties, because I have a sun square moon, and this Jupiter-Uranus conjunction is literally sitting on top of my north node, my moon, expressing and sharing things about myself. Look, I'll share everything with the people that are close to me, and it's me saying I need to be vulnerable and share with other people that are out there, because having that sun in the 12th house is not an easy mixture. So I greatly appreciate all of you being here, and would love to hear your thoughts about things going on with you. All right, I heart you.